right, so we got to talk about this article that came out about the DNC. Democratic National Convention is supposed to kick off this week. So the Democrats never fail to disappoint in trying to one up the Republicans, may I say. So do you have any guesses on? So they had a concert last time. What do you think they're going to do this time to try to bring in the support, the votes?
I would say they would try to bring the whole women's rights into it.
Women's rights into it.
Yep.
By how? In what way, shape, or form?
I forgot that singer's name.
So you're thinking,
but anyways, it was a concert. She was handing out Plan B type of stuff in her concert.
I would have to. I don't know who that was. Not Taylor Swift.
No, it wasn't Taylor Swift. It was Olivia Rodriguez.
Okay. Okay. I think I know who that is.
She's a singer. But anyways, because she's all for the whole women's rights, and you're already starting to see now a lot of these celebrities. You can tell that they're being bought by politicians, or being paid by politicians. So I think for this convention, it's going to be probably the same thing.
All right, now so that's your answer, right?
Yeah.
And now, will your answer change given that it's going to be in Chicago?
No.
Okay. All right. So here's this article that just came out in the past 24 hours. And this go round, again, it's the DNC. The Democrats plan to offer free vasectomies.
Wow.
And abortions.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's like a kind of like a ritual.
It does. It does sound ritualistic,
like sacrificing for
Moloch.
Yep.
Will be at the DNC this year.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure this is the first time in history that any political convention offers abortions and vasectomies.
Wow.
Now, according to this article from Daily Caller, let's see here. Attendees at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago will have the opportunity to receive free vasectomies and abortions blocks away from the proceedings at the United Center. Planned Parenthood Great Rivers, which operates in parts of Missouri and Illinois, will park its mobile health clinic near the DNC on August 19th and 20th. So they're only offering these botched surgery procedures for 2 days. According to the New York Times, medication. So the abortions are going to be medication abortions. That's going to be available on both days. And vasectomies will be only offered on Mondays.
Hold on. So what I said, the singer, it wasn't Rodriguez. It was Olivia Rodrigo. She was giving out during her concert. She was giving out Plan B because she was supposedly for women's rights.
Now, so
didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we had to set the record straight. So of course, the Democrats always claim that they're for women's choice, women's right to choose, my body, my choice. And so now you do, and I'm seeing an increase over the past couple of years, at least personally, an increase in men going for vasectomies, feeling like that they're doing their part in women's rights and the fight against democracy and blah, 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 blah. So you have a clear, staunch difference between the Democrats and the Republicans and their view on life and family.
Yep.
So on the Republican side, and someone mentioned this earlier, was a video, I TikTok, I think, of one of those videos I saw earlier. The guy mentions this. He's like, on our side, we're for family, children, preserving our future, passing on our lineage, such like that. But the Democrats are all for destroying theirs.
Yeah, destroying the nuclear.
Well, not just nuclear family, but they're all about destroying their own bloodline. So, with that stated, he said, well, he basically was like, well, we win because our future is basically going to be the majority, and theirs will basically be extinct. All right, so for those that aren't familiar with who Moloch is, he's a Canaanite deity that's associated in biblical times and sources with the practice of child sacrifice. And so that's just in a nutshell. And of course, we always encourage you to go and do research and read more into it. And one of the best sources that I found is with Jonathan Cahn's book, The Return of the Gods, where he breaks it down with who these gods, lowercase g, are, and how. Huh?
You said G-R-G-O.
No, I said gods, G, lowercase g, R, who they are. That's how it was. Okay. Inty hoot. But, no, so who they are and how they have been playing a role in society, and how people, whether you realize it or not, are actually worshiping these gods. And one of them is Moloch, and he's been associated with abortion.
Yep.
So, and it's a blood sacrifice because blood is shed. And you have right here with the DNC, again, like the first ever in history of this sort of thing happening. So, and with the destruction of family. So first off, they also say that, so you go online to register. You could go online and register for your times and stuff like that. And they say that they're booked. Like, all of the reservations have been filled. So you have these men and women they signed up and have decided that they are going to destroy their bodies, that they're going to destroy life. And the men, of course, they believe that they're doing it for women. They think it's going to make them a hero. They think it's going to make them, stand out, the manly, type of situation in women. And they're going to believe that they're basically doing the same thing, that they're not killing an innocent life, that they are it's just a bunch of cells. It's just a clump of cells.
But see, they're so stupid because at the end of the day, when a man, when a man gets the vasectomy, that the sperm is life,
right?
Because that's without a man or what, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen,
right?
So
he's the life source.
Yeah, yes, he is the life source. And so now it's,
but you know what? I'm gonna add on to that. So, there's the whole debate, or there's always the debate on abortion. But remember, it went from life, like, especially in politics, trying to push abortion and Roe versus Wade and all of that craziness. They said that when they were passing these legislations, there was argument on when life began.
Right.
So, like, as Christians, we believe that life begins at conception. But I recently had the I rethought that, and I was like, actually, that's okay. So when the sperm hits the egg, bam, that's when a new genetic code is born.
Yep.
But in regards to life, life only stems from life. So the sperm is a living organism, is what's it called, a zygote, and so is the egg.
Yep.
And so it's genetically programmed in our DNA. It's part of the design of the sperm to go and find the egg and bring forth life. And of course, at that point, again, life is established, a separate life.
Yeah.
So with them going this route with wanting to provide abortion and vasectomies and calling it healthcare, they are talking about the elimination of life. Now, Chicago is of course, is a Democratic, is Democratic, and good. All right, sorry, those pups. But so they're talking about the elimination of life. They're in a Democratic city. A lot of there's a lot of Blacks, African Americans that live in Chicago as well. And I also want to point this out. So they're talking about destroying families here.
Yep.
Whether they begin or not, because you have the vasectomies, which are happening, which is where, of course, we said life is stemmed from it, brings forth life. And they don't have these abortion clinics and vasectomy clinics at the border where we have millions, I'm not even going to say thousands, but we have millions of illegals flooding through.
Yep.
And a lot of them are bringing children. And so you're not putting them at the border, so you're putting them here and you bringing it to a Democrat-ran city with a high population of Blacks, which we can go down the history on that some other time, but we know that abortion clinics were mainly established in the ghettos and the Black communities. And you got Margaret Sanger's hand to thank on that. So they're doing it again, just in a higher form. And they're telling them basically, hey, it's okay for you to eliminate your own children. We'll just replace them with these children that are coming illegally over the border. And then what are you going to have? You're going to have, in those particular places, you're going to have the dwindling of the Black population.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure there's not all just Blacks that are going to be going through and doing these vasectomies and
some
abortions. It's going to be a mix. It's going to be a mix. And it would be interesting to see the demographics of all who show up and actually partake in this botchery. But there you got the RNC, or the Republicans in general, that are for family, they are for life, they are for children, they are for prosperity, they are for growth, they are for lineage, heritage. But you have the left that are total opposite from that, and this is a case in point right here.
And I cannot express this enough. This is for Christians. If you call yourself a woman or a man of God, how, and I believe I said this before in one of the podcasts, but you cannot call yourself a Christian if you vote for someone that is against your Christian values, not just Christian values, who's against God. Because Kamala Harris, and I cannot express this enough, everything that she is wanting to push, that's against God. This whole women's rights, honestly, it's not women's rights. It's selfishness, and it's trying to be careful what I say, But it's harmful.
It's an attack on life.
It's an attack on life. You and you know, if you're living in a democratic in a democrat state, you have to, you know, you see everything that's going on, and you have to wonder, is this what God wanted? No, it's not. God does not want chaos. God does not want confusion. That is not who God is. And so you before you go to the ballot, think to yourself, okay, I get it. Yeah, Trump said some I mean, honestly, I like a person who is honest and that does not beat around the bush.
You can see the difference between how Trump has kids. He has grandkids. Kamala has stepchildren. I don't know how long she was involved in their lives, how much of a hand she had in raising kids. She hasn't had her own children.
Nope.
She has now had her own. Vance has kids, and I believe Tim Waltz, Kamala's VP pick, has kids as well.
And they try to call JD Vance weird.
You're right. They're calling us weird, but they're the ones hosting free abortions and vasectomies down the street from a national convention. But we're weird. But you know what's going to be funny? It may or may not happen, but because of the mindset of the left, it would be interesting to see trans women trying to show up
for an abortion,
or trans men trying to show up for a vasectomy. That would be something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, but, I don't think it'll happen, but that's just a thought I had.
But back to what I was saying is that it's common sense. Kamala is against Christians, and she's against, you know, she's against Christians, and she's against women, and she was so for,
and she's against blacks.
Yes, and
she's calling herself black, but she didn't marry a black man.
Nope.
She didn't pick a black VP.
Nope.
She doesn't have any black children, which she could have had her own adopted, but she didn't.
Nope.
And she said that she wasn't going to do anything specifically for the black community.
She put an innocent black man in jail.
She put several.
Well, yeah.
Several. We got, but I mean, it's evident. But then she's a trans black is what it is.
Yeah,
she's trans black because you can go back and search that she was devoted to her Indian heritage. She was proud of it. Devoted to her Indian heritage. And then her father even came out and spoke out against her when she was running against Joe in the beginning.
Yep.
Well, she didn't. Well, anyway, he came out and spoke out against her, and apparently they're estranged. And this is another thing, and this tells you how racist the Democrats are, and how clueless some other people are. Just because you say someone is from Jamaica, or someone says that they're from Jamaica, it does not make them black.
No. Yeah, I mean some Jamaicans who don't even want to be considered black.
But they're not black. They're not. No. They're it's not an island, or it's not just all black people. They're all races and nationalities there. So get that out of your head. Go and do some research, and you'll see that it has ties to England. And like it has a lot of historical aspects to it that a lot of people just don't know or understand. So, but what were you gonna say?
No, but I'm just saying it's clear. It's clear as day. It's clear as water. I'm talking about what more do you need? The woman is not for America. Trump is for America. Trump is for Christians. I'm not trying to paint Trump as a god. No. What I'm saying is his values, his plans to help America, all that is for America and for Christians.
And I need Christians,
or even non-Christians.
But see, you also need to remember.
But all this saying, oh, what he said, it was hurtful, it was mean. You're going to have to get over that, because America is on the. You don't want America to be like Venezuela.
Oh, we are so close to, especially with Kamala's new. She came out with her plan. She finally came out with the plan, and it's horrendous. But we're about to wrap it up. But one of the things also people have to remember, even as Christians, is that God doesn't always use Christians.
Oh no,
He doesn't always use Christians. He can use whoever he wants, because he's not limited in his abilities. And not only that, but who's to say that? I mean, I'm not saying Trump's not a Christian. I know he believes in God. I'm not exactly sure what denomination he aligns himself with, but he does have more Christian values than Kamala does. I don't even think she's even, aside from her husband being Jewish, but I think that's more so of heritage versus actual practice. He's actually holding true the Christian values and preserving them, and has also came out and stated that when he's back in office, he's going to enact a team of advisors, political, law advisors or something like that, for those religiously persecuted. Because you had Christians that have been arrested and thrown in jail. Some of them, they were able to get the charges dropped or whatnot. But you have like an older lady who was arrested for praying outside of an abortion clinic, and I think she's in jail right now. I'm gonna see if I can find her name.
I mean, shucks, man. It's plain as day. I don't know what else can.
Okay, here it is. Okay. Judge sentences 75-year-old woman for praying at abortion clinic. So, let me see. This is on Fox. Let's see. Woman arrested for praying outside abortion clinic vows to fight deeply disturbing charges. So a Catholic pro-life activist who was arrested for praying outside an abortion clinic in Northern Ireland. No, that's not the one that I was looking for. But that is something that could come to America. Well, I mean, it's already kind of here, but it could be worse.
Not kind of. It's already.
Well, I mean, I say kind of, but that's in the UK.
Shoot, the UK going through some rough times, and the British people are fighting back, and it's so crazy, and not crazy, but they look up to Trump more, and they don't even live in America.
Okay, I think I finally found
it. They live in Britain, and they're saying that they like Trump more than Kamala.
All right, so here we go. According to the Washington Examiner, 75-year-old Paulette Harlow was sentenced on Friday. Now, this article came out a couple of months ago. Was sentenced on Friday by Judge Colleen Collier Caudeley, I don't know. In 2 years in prison for praying outside of a Washington, D.C. abortion clinic 4 years ago. According to the pro-life group Live Action, Harlow's husband, John, delivered a statement to the court declaring he feared his wife would die behind bars without his care. The judge's response can only be described as a taunt. She said she hoped Harlow would make an effort to remain alive, as if it was a tenet of Harlow's religion. Harlow, along with other pro-life activists, went to the Washington surgery clinic on October 22nd of 2020. They to pray for the children of those expecting mothers who were seeking to end their lives would be saved. A total of 9 people, including Harlow, were arrested on charges of violating the freedom of access to clinic entrances. But she wasn't blocking an entrance.
No.
So, but of course, like I said, Trump has said that he is going to he spoke at, I think it was Turning Point USA event. Let me see. Bear with me. Let's see if that'll come up with anything.
But shucks. Yeah, but illegal immigrants who come over here do far worse. There's something horrendous, and they don't go to prison. All they do is be, tossed back, deported back to their country. And they come right back and do the same thing all over again. Y'all think you Democrat Christians think you're safe if you vote Democrat, but I'm going to let you know right now. And I already know that you guys feel it in your pockets, about this whole inflation and all this rise in crime and everything in your cities, whatever state you live in. That tells you right there that the Democrats are not for.
They are totally. Look, this is another case in point. When Kamala came out and declared that she was the pick for the Democrats for presidency, the first things that she did were collaborate with RuPaul, do a debut or whatever announcement, commercial, little thing with RuPaul, and then a thing with Queer Eye for the straight guy that came to the White House. So nothing nothing for Christians, nothing for blacks.
Nope.
Nothing for families.
Nope.
Nothing in preservation of life.
Nope.
Nothing in regard to your religious freedom. So, it's evidently clear. We can lead the horse to water, but of course we can't make you drink it. And you can go and check this stuff out for yourself.
Everybody has smartphones these days.
In a speech at the Turning Point USA Believer Summit, Donald Trump implored audience members to vote in the 2024 election, assuring them that if he gets a second term, it'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. In 4 years, he reiterated, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good, you're not going to have to vote. He continued to repeat it multiple times in his speech. Taken together with the rest of Trump's speech, in which he cast himself as a divinely protected savior of his supporters, vision of America, and falsely portrayed. Well, this is Yahoo News, so of course they're going to say he falsely portrayed. Then of course, this is. Let's see. I'm trying to see it. But there are persecution of Christians,
and that's what it said. That's what's going to happen in the end times. So I know some of y'all will going to say, well, I mean, it's the end as you know it, but still, you still got to fight back, man. We are fighting back. We don't. You cannot take this stuff lightly, and you conservatives do continue to teach your children to to continue to have these Christian values. Teach them. Continue to, because it's going to be up to us in the, in the next few, in the years to come.
So what I'm gonna do is, I know we're drawing short on time, but I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find the video of Trump. It's I'm not sure what part of the video it is that he talks about it, but it is the Turning Point event. But he did say, yeah, it was a Turning Point action. Yep. And I'll link this, put this link in the description as well. But here's what he had to say, and we'll close out with this. We have to win this election, most important election ever. We want a landslide that's too big to rig. If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed. So it's good. You're not going to have. So he reiterated that. And we are a nation that lost its way, has lost its way. But we are not going to allow this war to continue, he said. Less than 4 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. And then, of course, the left had something to say about how Christians won't have to vote again. Let's see. All right, so Trump explains Christians won't have to vote. Donald Trump addressed in an interview Monday night with Fox News host Laura Ingraham his comments about Christians not having to vote anymore. Trump made the comments at a rally Friday, saying to an audience of Christians that they won't have to vote anymore after he's elected. He urged Christians to vote just this time and said you won't have to do it anymore. So the meaning behind his comments has been questioned, especially by Democrats, obviously. So he did an interview with Laura Ingraham. In an interview, Trump said that his comments were because Christians do not vote in large numbers. They don't vote. And hey, I've heard a lot of Christians say that they were going to sit it out because I don't like his values. I can't agree with everything that he does or says. And I don't like how the LGBTQ support him, or how he's allowing the LGBTQ. Look, guys, this is the thing. God's not on the ballot, obviously, but Trump is. He's not going to get it perfect. But at the end of the day, God still wins. Because he's sitting here and he's telling you what he's for. Now, honestly, if you want to get mad at anyone about the whole homosexuality situations, take it back to your church. Take it back to the pulpit where pastors failed the church. They sugarcoated the truth. They wouldn't acknowledge the situations going on. And so therefore, I hold the church responsible for those things. And there's other aspects of it too, absentee of the fathers. And check this out. You have a lot of women out here boosting up men becoming homosexuals.
Yep.
So right there is another form of especially in the Black community.
That's the Jezebel spirit right there. What she did to King Ahab, Jezebel, to King Ahab, the way, pretty much she took his manhood.
Yes.
I mean, it at the end of the day, you blame it if you really like what like what we said. At the end of the day, you have to blame the church. The church is the one who failed to address these issues.
Now, you do have some hard truth pastors out there, and you can find some of them, their videos on my page. And of course, as usual, hey everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Comment, share it. The truth only keeps rolling when you do those things. And but you know what? Hey, this is all we got for you. We appreciate you stopping in. And again, I'm gonna post the links in the description. Words are hard. And I encourage you to go check them out. And as always, wake up, stay prayed up, and hey, we can't do 4 years. We can't do another term of Democrats. We can't. There's a lot at stake. Again, God is he's always going to win in the end, but at the same time, this is like it's a common sense situation. Race aside and sex aside, you got to look at the overall picture. You can't say you're for blacks, but then you're voting for the elimination of blacks. But anyway, I'm not going to keep going. I can go on all night.
We can go on.
And Brel, you got anything else?
Common sense. It's clear of who to pick. It ain't Kamala. It's Trump.
And it's not a third party.
It is not a third party. Get out of your feelings. Because we're not trying to run this over. Again, we cannot do another 4 years. And not only that, we can't do this again at all. Not ever.
And also just another peg in it. Just remember, during COVID, during the lockdowns, remember they closed the churches.
The Democrats.
So this was under Biden. Yes, Trump was in the beginning of COVID, but then we had an election in the midst of COVID. Biden won. We had a shutdown and the churches were closed. Many of them did open, but guess what happened? They ended up having to go to court and try to fight against the legal fees and charges that they had thrown against them. So during the time where people are supposed to be going to church the most, because this is being viewed as a dark time, or that was viewed as a dark time at the time, you closed off access to what people needed the most. And that's when people were the most depressed, because they were trying to figure out life. They were afraid. But you had online churches, but nothing beats being in church in person, the physical part. So also keep that in mind and take a look at Venezuela. But anyway, you guys, I appreciate you again. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And hey, we'll catch you on the next one.